and Android.
Now at 6, authorities in Berry County, Missouri make a third arrest in connection to a homicide from last month. Plus, a bicycle shop in Joplin stresses safety before getting on two wheels. And from tragedy to tribute, how a Kansas family transformed their grief into a lasting legacy for their son.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A third arrest has been made in connection with a homicide investigation in Berry County, Missouri. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Anthony Saviello. Nathan Bates of Purdy, Missouri was arrested today and has been charged with tampering with physical evidence and abandonment of a corpse. Bates is in custody at the Berry County Jail with a $100,000 cash-only bond. Bates joins Brandy Coburn and Jimmy Taylor, both of whom are charged with first-degree murder and abandonment of a corpse. The charges stem from a death on or about March 11th at a house in Verona. Authorities say Coburn and Taylor shot Marvin Lance McCullough, then transported the body in the trunk of a car to a farm and set it on fire. Then Coburn and Taylor are also now being held without bond. Spring sunshine has brought more cyclists out on the roads, but with the rise in riders should come a reminder of the risks. According to MoDOT, 90% of fatal crashes involving bicyclists happen on rural roads. Local bike experts encourage drivers and cyclists to share the roads and keep safety first.
State of Missouri, the law states that we should have a 3-foot area. And we are a vehicle. Even though we're a bicycle, we are considered a vehicle, so that we follow all the same laws and regulations that you do in a car.
Keeping your head on a swivel, being alert, knowing what's going on around you, putting your phone down for 5 seconds.
According to the League of American Bicyclists, Kansas ranks 21st in the country for bike-friendly states. Arkansas rolls in at number 39, while the Sooner State comes in at 42. Missouri ranks 49th in the country. Let's go ahead and check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at weather.
Well, it turned out to be a nice Friday for us today. We did get some pop-up afternoon thunderstorms. These have kind of rolled out of the area. On the Missouri side, there could be a couple little sprinkles this evening, but overall it looks pretty good. But rain chances returning, especially during the afternoon on Saturday, kind of sticking around Saturday night. That means, like me, if you need to get outside and mow, do it tonight or do it in the first half of the day tomorrow when we just have the clouds. Here's 11 a.m. Let's go into the afternoon. Scattered showers and thunderstorms popping up. Non-severe, but pushing in. And then it's just going to be periods of showers and some rumbles of thunder as we go through Saturday night and then all the way into Sunday morning. For the evening, 70s, 60s. We only bottom out near 60 degrees and a severe threat by Monday. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
All right, Doug, thanks. A special note from us today about KOAM and our parent company, Morgan Murphy Media. We are sad to report our longtime former president and CEO, Elizabeth Murphy Burns, has passed away. She was a pioneering figure in American broadcasting, leading this family-run company for the past 43 years. Mark Kane has more this today on our leader, mentor, and friend.
Born into the media business, it was not uncommon for Elizabeth Murphy Burns to rub elbows with politicians and entertainers like Bob Hope. After all, her grandfather founded the influential Superior Evening Telegram in 1890. She began her career in media at the age of 14, selling classified ads for the family-run newspaper. After attending the University of Arizona, she entered the field of broadcasting. By the age of 25, she owned and operated a radio station. She later rejoined her family's management team, and in 1982 became vice president of what would become Morgan Murphy Media. Under Liz's leadership, the newspaper business her grandfather started and her father expanded grew to include broadcast stations in 8 TV markets, 17 radio stations, a digital agency, and a monthly magazine. Liz Burns has been a pioneer for women in broadcasting, serving as the first woman on the CBS Affiliates Board and one of the first women elected to the NAB Board.
I hope that I made it easier for women to come after me, because we'd worked out the kinks. And so when the women came along the line of guys were used to me, and so I hope that's a gift I've left.
An early advocate for the transition from analog to high definition, she told a Senate congressional hearing that cable companies should be required to carry digital broadcast signals.
The transition to digital television will only succeed if the early adopters can get their local DTV stations over cable and have assurance that DTV sets will operate with digital cable systems and other devices.
Her influence extended internationally. She was part of a delegation for the second Bush administration to promote independent news media in Russia, collaborating with Russian media executives to foster journalistic integrity. In 2018, she was among those honored by the Library of American Broadcasting Foundation's Giants of Broadcasting and Electronic Arts Awards.
I and my family take what we do very seriously. Being an integral part of our communities to inform, educate, and entertain viewers on any platform that they want to watch us on, and being the one they trust and turn to, what a responsibility.
It's a prestigious award with illustrious fellow honorees. All have made significant contributions to the broadcasting industry. But Liz Burns was recognized for both her national leadership in broadcasting as well as her commitment to local broadcasting and the unique relationship local broadcasters have with the communities they serve.
Among those other honorees at that luncheon, radio and TV personality Ryan Seacrest.
One of the honorees, her name is Elizabeth Murphy Burns, right? So
She was amazing because she admitted out loud that she's the reason that we have to suffer through
HD TV. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, HD TV. You know how we look. You know how you can see our wrinkles now? She's responsible for that. She created that technology, a real pioneer of the business. She's a lovely, true pioneer, and she owns local television stations. And she's doing her speech, and she's charming, and she's smart, and she's funny.
Liz and her husband Richard have spent the past few years in Arizona, helping shape the next generation of journalists at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, dedicating its largest teaching space in honor of the couple, a 141-seat technologically advanced classroom. Elizabeth Murphy Burns' legacy is one of innovation, leadership, and an unwavering commitment to public service and to her family, including her 5 grandchildren.
This industry has been very good to me and my family, and you need to give back and you need to set an example, because what you're doing is what should be focused on. It's the act, not the person. We enlighten, educate, entertain, and have fun doing it. You don't have fun, you aren't going to be good at it. And I think we're very good at it.
Elizabeth Murphy Burns was 79 years old. Spring on the savings and spring in.
Today marks the 2-year anniversary of the initial disappearance of Dakota Patton, a 23-year-old man from Parsons, Kansas. Clinton and Kimberly Nybarger have since been charged in relation to his murder and disappearance. And both have entered plea deals in the case. But for his family, Dakota's legacy is not that of a victim, but rather that of a loving son and a skilled horseback rider. KOAM's Samantha Walker sat down with the Patton family to learn how they're working to keep Dakota's legacy alive.
Dakota Patton's family liked to remember him as the determined cowboy he was.
Dakota would usually take the first ride, and even if he got bucked off, he would get back on and he'd go. And he was a good horse trainer.
In the 2 years since he's been gone, his family is reminded of not only his love for them, but for the animals he worked with every day.
This is Hidalgo, Dakota's horse.
Yeah. He loved that boy.
So I ride him most of the time now. It makes me feel closer to being with Hidalgo.
Right.
I know he loved that horse, and I don't know if I like riding him for him. It makes me feel like I'm with him still.
Now his memory also lives on through the Two Hearts, One Dream Arena, a project the 23-year-old was incredibly passionate about.
In order to keep his memory alive, Debbie and I worked on that arena out there, and that's something Dakota helped us with too. And we just got through, just before he passed, we just put in the return alley. He wasn't here when we finally got it finished, but it's complete now.
Dakota's parents, Debbie and Gregory, used the arena to help riders just like Dakota find their place on a horse. It's creating memories just like the ones they cherish of their son.
I know he's just looking around going, "You go, Dad." So this is what he wanted to do. So this is part of him right here.
A part of Dakota lies in the arena there for every rider to remember him by.
He had another horse, Max, and when we go over to his memorial, you'll see Dakota and Max. Max was 33 years old, and he was the horse that Dakota won most of his events on, and he passed away last spring. So he's buried right in front of Dakota's ashes. Just a place to go to remember him, and then it's right there with the arena.
Dakota's father has also put together a poetry book in his honor, titled Once There Was a Cowboy.
It's just a family book, and it's got pictures of him and of the family in here, and it's just, I think it was a good way to let everybody know he was around.
With words he hopes will help keep Dakota's legacy alive forever, even if they're too hard to read aloud.
As the tears release, I feel the pain. I love you, son, but we'll never be the same. The emptiness I feel, I know will go away when again we ride together until the end of the day.
Reporting in Parsons, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
The Two Hearts One Dream Arena is now open to the public and riders of all ages. You can learn more about the riding arena and the family poetry book on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com.
Well, and of course, we have more rain chances moving in as we head into the weekend. We'll look at that coming up.
Culture and Spiva Center for the Arts.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a nice Friday for us today. Temperature is pretty good. A few pop-up afternoon thunderstorms across the region. Not a huge deal, non-severe, but we have more thunderstorms moving in as we head into the weekend. Temperature's great. We're going to be into the 70s, but on and off showers and even a few thunderstorms are going to be rotating in as we get into Sunday afternoon. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that as we go through the next couple days. Oh my gosh, this thing completely locked up on me. So let's try this here. We're going to try to restart the system here real quick. Let's see if that works. But we're going to get showers and a few thunderstorms rotating in as we get into Saturday afternoon. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that. Do we need the rain? Let's check out the drought tracker. After all the rain that we saw last week, we are good. We are saturated, so any heavy amounts of rain could cause some issues as we go through the next week or so. Had a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. Those are gone, but look at our rain chances spiking again late afternoon into the evening hours. Non-severe, but they're definitely going to be out there. So if you have to mow or whatever outside, do it in the morning. Clouds increase, showers, thunderstorms increase once we get into mid to late afternoon. Some of these could be a little loud, but they should stay below severe limits, which is good news. Working through Saturday night and then kind of hit and miss as we go into Sunday morning. Then we focus on the next system. Look at it out toward the west, upper level low, which is going to track right out into the Central Plains as we go into Monday and Tuesday. So an elevated risk for severe weather in our southeastern Kansas counties. All this shifts in and shifts south on Tuesday. So the higher threat for severe weather Tuesday along and south of I-44. And we're still kind of on that northern fringe once we get into Wednesday. The best chance to get thunderstorms or timing on Monday is mainly going to be after 6 p.m. starting in Kansas, working off toward the south and to the east. Any that can develop, of course, will have the potential to be strong to severe. Also on top of that, over the next 5 days, check this out, we could get quite a bit of rain. A lot of areas could pick up anywhere from 1 to 5 inches of rain, the heaviest rains being the same areas that have been flooding over the past week. 70 on your Saturday, 78 on your Sunday. Possible alert days Monday and Tuesday with that severe threat. So yeah, we're going to be dodging more storms over the next several days.
Yeah, going to be on the lookout for it. Be prepared for it for sure.
Definitely, especially Monday and Tuesday.
Absolutely. Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, a major coaching change for one of our local community colleges, and Carthage High School baseball takes on McDonald County. John Dales has those stories and more up next in sports.
Carthage High School baseball has a 12-6 record through the first month plus of the season, and the Tigers, they've won 4 of their last 5 entering tonight. Carthage baseball trying to start the weekend off with a 3rd straight win, hosting McDonald County. Tiger starting pitcher Cooper Jackson gets settled in right away. In the top of the first, he strikes out the leadoff man, Persim Sosi, swinging, then uses a breaking ball to get the next batter, Axton Bateman, to strike out as well. In the bottom of the first inning, Zach Hohenschel puts a good swing on this ball, but it goes directly to the center fielder, Hayden Lett, who makes the catch. That ends the inning. Jackson back to work in the top of the second. Chayton Banta goes down swinging, and so does Noah McDonald to end the frame. Jackson gets 4 punch-outs through just the first 6 batter he faces. The Bats, though, they wake up in this contest big time for both teams. Last check of that score is McDonald County in front 14-7 in the 4th. Missouri Southern baseball is coming off a walk-off win against Pitt State earlier this week. Tonight the Lions play at Joe Becker Stadium. Now this is a very important series for Southern in terms of seeding for the MIAA tournament as we get into the final weeks of the regular season. MSSU and Rogers State, they're tied along with Northwest Missouri for 5th place. It's the first of 3 games between the Lions and Hillcats this weekend, and we'll bring you the highlights from it later tonight at 9 and 10. And NEO Athletics announces this afternoon that its head men's basketball coach, Jeremy Jackson, is stepping down. He has reportedly accepted the same position at State Fair Community College in Sedalia, Missouri. Jackson took over as head coach for the Golden Norsemen in 2019, and during his tenure, they compiled a record of 159-53. In 2023, he was named Region 2 Coach of the Year. Blake Mills has been named the interim head coach for the 25-26 season. He's been an assistant on Jackson's staff for the past 3 years. Up in Green Bay, Wisconsin, round 2 of the 2025 NFL Draft is underway. Last night, the Chiefs traded back 1 spot with the Eagles and selected offensive tackle Josh Simmons with the final pick of the first round. He started in 19 games at left tackle for Ohio State over the past 2 seasons. As part of that trade, the Chiefs also received the 164th overall pick from the Eagles, which is in the 5th round. In Major League Baseball, both the Cardinals and Royals are at home tonight. Up in Kansas City, the Houston Astros come to town. Royals just swept the Rockies, which brings their record up to 12-14 on the season. First pitch is about 15-20 minutes away at Kauffman Stadium. Seth Lugo is the expected starting pitcher. Then at Busch Stadium, the Cardinals are back at home after losing series on the road to the Mets and the Braves. That brings them down to 10-15 so far this year. Tonight, the Redbirds host the Brewers. First pitch is at 7:15. That's it for sports. We're back right after this.
Harold Cooper, a 4-state hero.
It's going to be a pretty wet week for us.
Yeah, it really is. This evening's going to be fine. Tomorrow morning, a good chunk of tomorrow looks good. Showers, thunderstorms roll in, especially after 3 p.m. A lot of thunder, a little loud tomorrow night. Should not be severe, but a severe threat rolls in late Monday.
Get that grass mowed for sure. And a final sports note.
We got the rounds 2 and 3 of the NFL Draft tonight. I think the name that everybody's thinking about right now is Shedeur Sanders. A lot of people thought he'd be in the top 5. He's still around in the second round. It's 35.
Crazy.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Best of luck to all of them. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back here at 10. Have a great night.